Everybody, this is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to ask you guys a question. Why do you think so many people, or why do we keep hearing so many people say we're living paycheck to paycheck? They don't have enough money to set aside for savings or handle little emergencies. Why do you think that is? Let's talk about that. Let's have a discussion about it, and I definitely want to hear from you. I first want to say a few years ago, I have a friend of mine that I remember saying this to her because we were talking about her income. I said, wow, that's a real blessing that you and your husband make such a healthy income. And she said, Dawn, it sounds like a blessing, but we end up spending what we make. The more we make, the more we spend. We've got a lot of bills and a lot of money going out of this house every month to keep this lifestyle up. Basically, the more money you make, the more spending power you have. So a lot of times, if you make $100,000 a year, you live that lifestyle. If you make $30,000 a year, you can't live that lifestyle. So it depends on the family, but basically, that's kind of what happens many times. People live above their means, and they don't have money left over for things because they're living and trying to keep up with the next door neighbors and such. So, why are people having this issue? I hear a lot of people saying three things. Number one, it's impossible to live off one income. And I know they used to do that years ago, and less moms seem to be staying home with the kids, or dads, but some still do, but they say that it is more challenging. Number two, hard to get a good job with benefits. I definitely do agree with that because it's a challenge for people nowadays to get a good benefit package. Number three, everything is so expensive. Not sure what I think about that. I think it depends on the item, but there are definite some things that are more costly than they were years ago compared to the income. So what are the reasons that I have found from my research, and I added some others, that people are living paycheck to paycheck? Number one, I do think this is a real thing. Job security. Years ago, or in my neighborhood, there were a lot of 3Mers, truck drivers, people that worked at Ham Brewery, factories, Anderson Windows. You had your same job for years. You had a good benefit package. You had retirement, and you kept that. As long as you're doing a good job, you kept that job for many years. You don't have that nowadays. So people have to really prepare ahead in case of job loss. That means, side gigs, taking continuing education classes, things like that. Number two, ease of shopping. Shopping is all around us. I get tons of catalogs in the mail. They're always wanting us to buy things. I still like to look at the catalogs even though I never buy from them for some reason. Number three, credit cards galore. Growing up, we just had a Sears card. Number four, materialism and consumerism, which goes with all this because people don't want to wait to buy things, and they want the new updated cell phone. They want the newer car. I've heard of people that have had a car 1 or 2 years and they're tired of it and they want the next car. Or people outgrow their homes. People always want something better. They want to keep up in that lifestyle. Number five, instant gratification. For example, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of this, guys. Everybody needs to do what's best for their family. I'm just talking about some of the reasons here. I see many people all the time in the drive-thrus. Years ago, gosh, we just went out to eat when it was a special occasion. I mean, I've seen people at some of these fast food places, maybe about 13 to 14 cars, I counted, that are in the drive-thru. I'm like, wow, they want to wait that long? By the time they wait, they could have gone home and made themselves a sandwich. Number six, rising cost of healthcare. And we've heard this one. We could do a whole video on it. But healthcare costs are higher than they used to be, and many companies are not providing it. And the healthcare we do have is not as good as it used to be, according to many people and stories that I hear. Number seven, not as many neighbors barter and help each other out as you, so you're kind of on your own many times when it comes to, taking care of the kids, helping each other out. Like I remember once my mom had to go to the hospital, and the next door neighbor came over while my dad worked and helped us, and I remember she washed my hair and she helped us with our homework and prepared us dinner, and then went home and took care of her own family. So I thought that was very nice. I mean, you don't see that as much nowadays, where families help each other out with hand-me-downs and, oh, let me come over and help you fix your car and things like that. So I think these are the many reasons that people live paycheck to paycheck. I know some we have control over, some we may not. But I think that we can all prepare better so that if something happens in the job market or any little emergency, we can prepare better and work on living below our means so that we do have money left over. And like I always say, each family has to do what works for them. So I want to hear from you on this subject. Why do you feel that you hear people are saying so many people are living paycheck to paycheck, and what do you think we can do about it? Your opinion is very valued. I love you. Bye.